Hello, my name is swissbianco. In this video I will talk about the Victorinox customer service in USA. It's a Swiss Army brand. I did get some used Swiss Army knives, 4 pieces as we see on the right side in 91mm, different variations, and the small one in 58mm. Ignore the paracord lanyard that is on the knife already. That was not part of the deal. I added that one after the knives did arrive. The condition of the knives were pretty good. The scales as usually were either missing or scratched. Some of the small parts were missing too, and the blades and tools were not overly bended or damaged. So that did work pretty well. From the 58mm, the part that holds the battery for the LED was missing. That sliding part, no battery, and yeah, they did not have any boxes and all that. They were all red, as we see on the left. There are the scales. And I did ask them if they can to use black scales. Why they did not use by all the knives black scales, I don't know. So we're gonna have a look a bit on the details. Again, that was done by Swiss Army brand, by Victorinox USA. That is not, how should I say, I did not tell them who I am, what I do, and I just did test it out how that would go for average customer, and that's what this video is all about. So if you have a used Swiss Army knife, the warranty, the factory warranty is great, and you can pretty much all over the world, you can go to the Victorinox representative and ask them to fix or replace. It depends sometimes on the price, of course, what you wanna spend on it, or if they do it for free. And you also need to let them know if that knife is something like an old piece from your granddad, so you would not like to have replacement parts, just that it works again, or if you don't want to have the scales changed because there is an engraving from your granddad or something like that. So you need to tell them that first before they get the knife and take it apart, and maybe swap out parts that you would rather not have had lost. So with these ones, those were airport confiscated ones. Still gonna happen a lot in USA apparently. That source of supply not gonna dry up too much, so I did use those for a test. So as we see, we got the scales back, the old ones. We see here that knife had the solid ones on it, the absolute old ones that were completely solid, and they also did change the spring on the scissor. Apparently that is some of the problems it created, and by the small one they also did change the spring of the scissor, and of course the pen there, that quite likely is pretty much empty, and all the scales were scratched as usually. Those people they did not care too much about the knife, quite likely that's why they did bring it to the airport to simply put it in a bin and get rid of them. So we're gonna have a look how they did come back. First we start with the 58mm. They put new scales on it in black. The button is still the same. Of course all the knives work. We have the pen, again a new pen there. We see the slider button has still a bit dirt in it. Hopefully the camera gonna see that. And the rest, we got a new spring in the scissor. Inside it's really nice cleaned, that one, on both sides. I don't know if they use a ultrasonic cleaner or what they exactly use, but it's pretty nice cleaned. So that one is well Then we have this one here, also new scales, this time in black. Also I did add already the little screwdriver, so that did not come with it, the screwdriver, and some of the scales who had the slot for the pen, the pin, I did add a pin as well. This one is a bit more used, but it still is, I would say, in 95% shape. It's a bit an older one. The walk and talk is a bit less good than usually. They did resharpen it with a pull through sharpener, how it looks, and in that shape here it's still usable, really good. I would say 95%. That would last the average person for a long time again. Of course the scale's gonna scratch up again. This one is good too. I need to look. One has a bit of problem with the scales, but that I'm gonna tell in a minute. Again, the screwdriver I did add. Cleaning is really nicely done, pretty much with all of them. You see inside it's pretty clean. The problem is with Victorinox, as they are riveted construction, you can't simply take a screwdriver and take it apart. You need to take off the rivets and completely rivet it new, which basically would be like assembly the knife from start brand new. So that's a lot of work with the riveting, so they did not do that. And here we have that scale that I did look for on the red one. We see this scale here did not get pressed on 100% on the liner. That one here is better on it. That is best, like on this side here. We see this side here is completely on. The other side has a gap, just a little gap, but still the people who did press the scale on, and that is a snap on design, did not 100% press it all the way, so there we have a bit a gap. So I need to press them on again a bit more. That is simply to be do, but you need to use a padded clamping device to put that on. I usually use a little vise, and there is a video on the YouTube channel from Swissbianco as well. So that's about this one. Yeah. Then to the last one, the scales and all were good on this one too. Nothing to be said. That one was amazing. As we look at the saw, you see on the saw tooth there that little grayish side thing on the side of the tooth. That saw was never be used. First time you use the saw, that basically is a bit of burr from the sharpening of the saw, of the grinding of the saw. That will flake off or just go off, as you saw in a wood or something. That's where you see if a saw got used or not. No, that is let's see. No, I don't have one here right now that I can show, but that is a sign that you see that saw was never be used. It is brand new. So many times the people don't use the knife that much in other than carry it, and maybe they use the blade, and that's what needed attention most, is the cleaning and the resharpening of the main blade. The small blade many people don't use either, and the main blade is only on the front portion, a bit on the duller side than factory edge. So that's pretty much all what is to be looked at if you check it out. Most of the tools usually are in a pretty good shape, and yeah. So the price was $25 for actually a little bit over $25 for fixing, for cleaning, for the smaller parts like the new springs, the toothpick, tweezer, the split rings and all that. And the shipping from me to them was about $6-7. I did send it with the signature confirmation and a bit of leather. So that is how that is. Just as a sample, if that is worth it for you, that is okay. And well, that service is available, that you can basically upgrade a used Swiss Army knife to a brand new or pretty much brand new condition again. So that much about the feedback on the Victorinox USA, the Swiss Army brand repair service on Swiss Army knives.